Good morning, friends. I'm Sunita Fadkule, working as a professor in mechanical engineering at JSPM Jaywantrao Sawant College of Engineering, Hadapsar, Pune. This is our video lecture number 5 on unit number 5 of the subject strength of material, that is solid mechanics. Okay. Now, what is the learning outcome for today's lecture? You will be able to compute principal stresses of any mechanical component by using graphical method. The name of the graphical method is Mohr's circle. Okay. Now, let us see the recap. So see, this is your syllabus and today we are going to study theory of Mohr's circle. And in the next lecture, we will solve problems. So what you have learned in earlier lecture, analytical method. Okay, we have seen the three cases. First is uniaxial direct stresses, second is biaxial stresses, and the third was general two-dimensional stress condition. Okay, so these are all formulae we have derived. So for the first case, that is uniaxial direct stresses, sigma theta is given by this formula, tau theta is given by this formula. Okay, so sigma theta is sigma into cos square theta, tau theta is equal to sigma by 2 into sine 2 theta. Now sometimes this sigma theta and tau theta, they may be known as sigma n and tau n. So there are different notations given in different books. Then second case was biaxial direct stresses. So sigma theta, that is sigma n, is equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into cos 2 theta. And tau theta or tau n or sigma t is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into sine 2 theta. And this was the third case, which is very, very important. Okay, it is general two-dimensional stress system. That means what? Biaxial stresses also are there along with the shear stress. Okay, so you have to by heart these formulae. Once you by heart these formulae, first two are the special cases of this one. Okay, so sigma theta is equal to or sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2. Sometimes they call it sigma 1 and sigma 2 here. Okay, plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau xy sine 2 theta. Then tau theta, that is shear stress, is equal to sigma x minus sigma y by 2 into sine 2 theta minus tau xy into cos 2 theta. Okay, so sometimes the notations are simply tau, simply sigma 1, sigma 2, etc. But you please remember the formulae, don't remember the notations. Okay. Then lastly, we have seen how to compute principal stresses from analytical method. So sigma 1 and sigma 2 are the principal stresses. Notations used for principal stresses, that is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus or minus square root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 bracket square plus tau xy square. And how to find out maximum shear stress? It is 1/2 sigma 1 minus sigma 2, or in terms of sigma x sigma y, this is the formula. And lastly, how to find out the principal stress angle? Okay, that is theta p. So tan 2 theta p is equal to 2 tau xy upon sigma x minus sigma y. Okay, so now today we are going to study what is a graphical method, that is Mohr's circle diagram. Okay, so we can easily find out all the stresses using this Mohr's circle. Okay, so what is the sign convention? The angle is taken with respect to x axis, tensile direct stress is positive, and shear stress producing counterclockwise movement in the element is positive. Okay, but this is not the hard and fast rule. You can assume vice versa also. That is assumption number 3. Okay, now we have to study the third condition, that is third state, that is general two-dimensional stress system. Okay, if we study the Mohr circle for this system, you can easily apply Mohr circle for first two system, but usually this is applicable to biaxial and shear stresses, because instead of using the big formulae, you can easily find out the stresses using drawing Mohr circle. Okay, now consider a rectangular body. See, similar to this one. Already you are familiar with this diagram. Okay, we have studied yesterday that this is a general two-dimensional stress system. That means what? Sigma 1 is acting along the x-axis, sigma 2 is acting along the y-axis, and there are shear stresses acting on all four faces. Okay, so it is a biaxial stress condition along with the shear stress. Now, how to determine the stresses along this face FC, which is making angle theta with the plane BC. So this is the oblique plane. Okay, so what is our aim? To determine the normal stress and tangential stress, that is shear stress on this FC, and also how to find out the angle for principal stress. Okay, and what are the values or what are the formulas for principal stress using Morse circle. Okay, so let us see how to draw the Morse circle. It's a very interesting procedure. Okay, so first what you have to do, select a Cartesian coordinate system. And listen, this procedure is common for every problem. So once you understand this procedure, you will be able to solve any problem. Okay, so select a Cartesian coordinate system taking origin at A. That is, x-axis represent direct stresses and y-axis represent shear stresses. So if you consider, this is the diagram, this is the Morse circle diagram. Okay, so from this is, you locate point A, which is origin of the Cartesian coordinate system. So along the y-axis, there is a shear stress, and along the x-axis, there is a direct stress. If it is tensile, it is towards the right. If it is compressive, it is towards left. So right now we are considering only tensile stress. That's why we are drawing towards right. Okay. So this is the first step. Then second step, locate point B and C on x-axis such that AB and AC is equal to sigma 1 and sigma 2 respectively to some suitable scale. Okay, points B and C are towards right of A because both are tensile stresses. Okay, see here, this is your sigma 1 stress. Okay, and this is sigma 2, both are tensile. Okay, so you have to locate now 2 points for sigma 1 and sigma 2, 2 points. One is B, other is C. Okay, so here from A to B, this is here it is shown, it is sigma 1, and from A to C it is sigma 2. Okay, so now after locating point A, that is origin, locate point B at sigma 1 distance. Of course you have to take some suitable scale. Okay, and locate point C at a sigma 2 distance. Okay, then step number 4. Okay, sorry, step number 3, draw perpendicular at B below XX line because tau is clockwise on face BC. Okay, and draw BF equal to shear stress tau to the scale. The point F represent the state of stress on the face BC. That means what? See here, now you have to locate point at tau now, because on this BC, sigma 1 is also acting and tau is also acting. So you have to locate both the stresses on this face BC. Okay, so tau is, you know, tau is the shear stress. So shear stress to be drawn along the y-axis. So from B, draw a line perpendicular, that is along the y-axis below, because we are considering this movement. See, movement by these shear stresses. Shear stresses acting on CB and AD. This is upward, this is downward. So this will produce clockwise movement. So here, what is the assumption for us? Clockwise movement is considered as negative. That's why we have drawn this point below x-axis, that is along the negative y-axis. Okay, below. So from B, draw a perpendicular up to F. So what is BF distance? Tau. We know tau, that is shear stress magnitude, we know. So draw BF. Understood? Similarly, from C, draw CG above perpendicular. So this will represent the tau on these two faces. Okay, on these two faces, that is AB and CD. Understood? So sigma 1 and tau will be represented by point BF, and sigma 2 and tau will be represented by CG. Okay, so see here, BF. So this is the point F. F, now what are the say coordinate of F? Sigma 1 tau. What are the coordinates of G? Sigma 2 tau. Understood? So point F and G are representing the stresses acting on two faces, that is BC and AB. Okay. So now once you locate this point F and G, you have to connect these 2 points. Okay. Join these 2 points so that it will intersect this x-axis at point O. And this is nothing but the center of the circle. Now you have to draw a circle by taking C as a center here and taking OF as a radius or OG as a radius. Both are same. Okay. Then draw this circle. Understood? Okay. Now once you draw this circle, the highest point, the farthest point, call it as a M, and the nearest point where it intersect x-axis, call it as a L. Okay, that we'll see the its interpretation later on. Okay, then what you do now, see what is our aim. Basically we have to find out the stresses acting on this face FC. Okay, now you know there is a 2 theta angle in all the formulae. So in Mohr's circle, angle is always drawn to be double. Why? Because see, the stresses represented by this one are sigma 1 and tau. See, stresses represented on CD is sigma 2 and tau. So this angle is 90 degree. So in the Mohr circle, it will be represented by 180 degree. Okay, so that's why now I want to show the stresses or find out the stresses on FC, which is making angle theta with BC. So FC you have to show in the Mohr circle at an angle 2 theta, double angle. In Mohr circle, angle is always drawn at double angle, the lines. Okay, so now see your OF. What is your F point representing? Sigma 1 tau. Okay, that means stresses acting on this space, BC. So from BC, angle is theta. Okay, so from F angle we have to draw 2 theta here. This is F is representing stresses acting on BC. So from OF, measure the angle 2 theta, okay, and draw a line that is radius which intersect at this circle at point E. Understood, no? So from OF, measure angle 2 theta, draw line OE at an angle 2 theta. Okay, so now we got point E. Now E is the point which represents the stresses acting on this inclined face, that is FC. Okay, so now we have to find out normal stress and shear stress on the plane FC. Okay, so from E, drop a perpendicular which is point D. Call this point D where it intersects x-axis. Okay, now what? See, OD represents normal stress acting on inclined face FC, and ED represents shear stress acting on inclined plane FC. Okay, understood. Now if I join AE, sorry, OD, not what this AD represents, okay, it is the normal stress, because every stress is to be measured from A, not from O. O is the center of the circle. So AD represents normal stress acting on the face, inclined plane. ED represent shear stress acting on the inclined plane, and AE represents resultant stress. It's a vectorial addition. AD square plus ED square is equal to AE square. Understood? Okay, so now every point we have explained. Now this H, H is the point. Once you draw a vertical line from O to H, it is also radius. So H is the point of maximum shear stress. Okay, see, along the y-axis all are the shear stresses. Okay, now what is point M and L? M is the point having highest stress. That is nothing but the major principal stress, maximum principal stress. So AM represent maximum principal stress, that is major principal stress, and AL represents minimum principal stress, that is minor principal stress. Okay, because see, what is the definition of principal stress? Is the stress where shear stress is zero. It is acting on that plane on which shear stress is zero. So AM is the point on x-axis, and you know on x-axis Y coordinate is 0, that means shear stress is 0. So AM represents sigma 1, AL represents sigma, not sigma 1, you can say maximum principal stress because notation are different here, no? And AL represent minimum principal stress, and OH represent maximum shear stress. Understood? Now, one more thing we have to find out. What is the principal or what is the plane on which principal stresses are acting? Because we know we have located point F. Now, M is the point of maximum principal stress. F is the point of that face in that vertical face. So, what is the angle between principal plane, this principal stress and this one? See, this is alpha. Okay. So alpha represent the principal plane angle. Of course, half of that one. This is double always, you know. So alpha by 2 is nothing but theta P1. Understood? That is theta P1 is the principal stress angle. Okay, or principal plane angle, you can say. So from OF, everything has to be measured from F because we have taken this reference. Okay, so angle alpha represent principal plane angle. Now this is for my major principal stress. For minor principal stress, again from here it will be alpha plus pi divided by 2. That will be minor principal plane angle. Okay, and you know that two principal stresses are always acting perpendicular to each other. So here the angle is double. So OM and OL, the angle is 180 degree in the Mohr circle. So in actual component, the angle is 90 degree. Okay. So let us see all these. So AD is everything we have covered, no? AD and ED represent the normal stress and shear stress, and ED, okay, everything we have. So here, this is very important from the Mohr circle, okay? Length AE, as I told you, resultant stress, AD normal stress, ED shear stress, all are for the oblique plane because what is our aim? To find out the stresses acting on the oblique plane. So again, I will tell you, AD represent the normal stress acting on the inclined plane, ED represents shear stress acting on the inclined plane, and AE represent resultant stress. Okay, so just you have to measure the distance, convert it into original scale, that will give you normal stress like this. Okay, now what is the proof? Okay, we have to prove it mathematically now. Why AD is sigma n only? Okay, and why ED is sigma t, that is shear stress only. Okay, so these formulas, see what are the formulas are here now. We have to prove that this is equal to this formula. See this one. These two formulae now we have to validate or find out. There is a proof. So here instead of sigma x, sigma y, now we have used the notation sigma 1 and sigma 2. Okay. So these two formulae we have to verify now. So that whatever the Mohr circle has given us, that will be correct. Okay. Now proof. First proof is for normal stress. Okay. Normal stress means say AD. Okay. Now later it is just a geometry, and now no strength of material is here. It is just a mathematics or geometry, you can say. Okay, but I will explain you in very good fashion. So let us consider CO first. Okay, what is CO? It is 1/2 CB. See here, CO. You have drawn AB at sigma 1, AC at sigma 2. Okay, now what is COC? This is the center of the circle. So CO is equal to CB. Correct? So CO is equal to 1/2 CB. Okay, this we have written here, 1/2 CB. Now, what is your CB basically? This CB, see, this is sigma 2, this is sigma 1. Okay, so what is CB? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, CB. So, CO, sorry. Okay, so what is CB? It is sigma 1 minus sigma 2. This is CB. Now what is CO? By 2. This is half of this one because CO is equal to OB. So CO is equal to OB is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Understood? So CO is equal to 1/2 sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Okay. Now let us consider AO. Okay. What is AO? AC plus CO. Okay. This AC plus CO. Now what is this AC? AC is sigma 2. Okay, and what is CO? Just now we have seen CO is 1/2 sigma 1 minus sigma 2. So AO is equal to sigma 2. Putting the value of AC is sigma 2. CO is 1/2 sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Okay, so just add it. So it is 2 sigma 2, mistake LCM here. Okay, so it will give you sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. This is your AO. Understood? This is your AO. Okay, AO is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, now basically we want to find out AD. No, AD, our aim is to find out AD. Okay, so now you write down AD is equal to AO plus OD. Okay, already AO, this AO we have found out just now. See, this AO is equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, so AD is equal to AO plus OD. Now what is OD? See here. This OD I have to find out right in terms of 2 theta and alpha. Okay, so consider this triangle ODE. Okay, this is the right angle triangle. Now see, this angle is 2 theta, this angle is alpha. So how much is this angle? DOE. This is 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, so how can I write down this OD? See, if I define cos 2 theta minus alpha, cos 2 theta minus alpha is OD upon EO. So OD is equal to OE into cos 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, so here it is written OD is equal to OE into cos 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, so putting the value of OD here in this one, AD, because we want to find out AD. Okay, so AD is equal to putting the value of AO, that is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. Then putting the value of OD from here, OE cos 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, now just open this bracket. You know cos A minus B. Cos A minus B is cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So this you keep as it is, plus OE into bracket cos 2 theta minus alpha is cos 2 theta cos alpha plus sin 2 theta sin alpha. Okay, now open the bracket. So OE into cos 2 theta into cos alpha plus OE into sin 2 theta into sin alpha. Okay, now OE is equal to OF. It is the radius of the circle. Okay, and now we have to define. See, this OE is nothing but OF. Now I have to write down this OE in terms of OF. That's why replace OE by OF so that you can consider the triangle OBF. Okay, so this is also right angle triangle OBF. Now OE is equal to OF we have considered. So what is here? You can define two terms, cos alpha and sin alpha. Okay, so what is cos alpha? OB upon OF. And what is sin alpha? BF upon OF. Okay, so the same thing we have written here. So see, OE is equal to OF, that is radius of the circle. Now this OF cos alpha is OB and OF sin alpha is BF. So replacing this OF cos alpha by OB and OF sin alpha by BF. Okay, so this cos 2 theta as it is, this sin 2 theta as it is, and this sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 is as it is. Okay, so now this OB and BF. What is this OB and BF? Look here. What is this OB? Sigma 1, this sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Already we have seen this OB. This CO means OB, no? Okay, so CO is equal to OB is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Correct? And what is BF? Tau. I told you coordinate of point F, sigma 1 and tau. So BF is tau. Okay, so putting here, see, OB is equal to CO, okay, and BF is equal to tau. So what is CO? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2, and tau is equal to, BF is equal to tau. Okay, so what is your formula? AD is equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 as it is, plus what is OB? That is CO, and what is CO? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into cos 2 theta as it is, plus BF is tau into sin 2 theta as it is. Now what is this formula? Now you come to this formula. AD is normal stress. Sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau sin 2 theta. Okay. See, this is the formula already we have derived, which we have read. See, this one. Okay, only here I have written in terms of x and y. Okay, so this is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 like this. Understood? Now we have to derive this formula. Tau theta, that is tau n or sigma t is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into sin 2 theta minus tau cos 2 theta. Okay, so very simple geometry is there. Again, you have to consider geometry only. Okay, So now shear stress. So from triangle EOD, we know that ED is equal to OE sine 2 theta minus alpha. ED, now we have to find out ED, no? Okay, what is ED? It is a shear stress acting on the inclined plane. See, this ED you have to find out now. Okay, so how will you find out? How will you define ED? See, consider again this triangle ODE. Okay, how much is this angle? 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, so ED is equal to OE into sine 2 theta minus alpha. We have defined sine. Okay, again, I will tell you, ED is equal to OE into sine 2 theta minus alpha. Okay, so this is your shear stress acting on the inclined plane. So ED is equal to OE sine 2 theta minus alpha. Now you know what is sine A minus B? Sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. Okay, so ED is equal to OE as it is. Open the bracket sine 2 theta minus alpha, that is sine 2 theta into cos alpha minus cos 2 theta into sine alpha. Multiply by this OE sine 2 theta into cos alpha minus OE cos 2 theta into sine alpha. Okay. Now what is OE actually? It is a radius of the circle. So you can take it is equal to OF. Okay. So what is OF? See here. Now we have to come to this triangle again. OF. OE is equal to OF. Both are the radius of the circle. Now OF you can write down in terms of sine and cos here. So what is OF? Or how can you define again here sine alpha? Sine alpha is equal to BF upon OF and cos alpha is equal to OB upon OF. Okay. And what you can write down for OB? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. And what you can write down for BF? Tau. Okay. So right now you just write down, replace OF in terms of sine alpha and cos alpha. Okay. So here, where were we? So in triangle FOB, we know that OF cos alpha is OB, OF sin alpha is BF. So this is OF cos alpha replaced by OB and OF sin alpha replaced by BF. Okay. Now this OB is nothing but CO, which you know actually sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. And this BF is tau, as I told you. So put OB is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 and BF is equal to tau. So this is your final formula. ED, that is sigma T. ED is nothing but sigma T now. Okay, so sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 into sine 2 theta minus tau cos 2 theta is ED. This is a tangential stress. Understood? Now, we have to define the principal stresses. Okay, so what is the maximum stress on along x-axis? As I told you, that is AM. You remember this point M, farthest point which intersect on x-axis. So AM is the maximum principal stress. Okay, that AM you have to write down AO plus OM. Okay, see here. This is your point M. M. So maximum principal stress, distance AM. So how can you write down AM? AO plus OM. What is your AO? It is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. We have defined, we have calculated already. And what is OM? It is nothing but the radius OM. Okay. So this is principal stress can be found out like this. Okay. So AM is equal to AO plus OM. What is AO? Sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. And OM is equal to OF. It is radius. You can take OF. Okay. Now putting into this one. So AO is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 plus OF. Now what is OF? Here you have to define OF using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, see OF. It is OF square is equal to OB square plus BF square. Okay, what is BF? Tau. Tau square. What is OB? Is equal to CO basically. So what is CO? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, understood? So OF square is equal to BF square plus OB square. That is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 bracket square plus tau square. Okay, so this is nothing but the principal stress. Okay, so plus OF. What you have written for OF? Square root of OB square plus BF square using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so putting this value. But what is OB? It is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. And what is BF? Tau. So putting this value, here we get maximum principal stress is equal to this sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 as it is plus square root of sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 bracket square plus tau square. Okay. Now the minimum value, you know that point L, which is the nearest point from A. So AL is equal to AO minus LO. Okay. Now what is AO minus LO? See here. Now we have to find out the value of minimum principal stress. So this is AL. So how to find out distance AL? AO minus LO. Now your LO is radius. So that can be equal to OF. So that is equal to OB square plus BF square, square root of that one. And what is this AL? You have to find out AL, no? So AO minus LO. Now what is AO? Sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. Understood, no? So this is just geometry. So minimum principal stress is to be found out. See, sigma minimum is AL, AO minus LO. What is AO? Sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. What is LO? That is radius, OF. Okay. So this minus this, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 minus OF. What is OF? Square root of, using Pythagoras theorem, OB square plus BF square. But what is OB? It is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. That is CO. And BF is equal to tau. So putting here, we get minor principal stress is equal to sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 minus this one. Okay. Now the value of maximum shear stress, as I told you, OH, the highest point along the y-axis. OH is nothing but your radius basically. Okay. See, again, I will tell you. OH, this is the maximum shear stress. It is the radius of the circle, any radius. Okay. But shear stress is along y-axis, no? So this OH is the maximum shear stress. Now OH is nothing but the radius. So this OH can be equal to OF. Now what is OF? You know OF square is equal to OB square plus BF square. What is OB? OB, it is sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2. What is BF? Tau. Okay. So like this, we can find out maximum shear stress. Okay. So how to find out maximum shear stress? It is, see, OH is equal to OF. Okay. So sigma T max, that is maximum shear stress, is square root of OB square plus BF square, that is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 bracket square plus tau square, square root of this one. Okay. Now principal plane angles. Okay. Now see, principal plane, for maximum normal stress, point D coincides with M. Hence, for maximum value of normal stress, angle is given by as OE coincides with OM. So when 2 theta will become alpha, that time OD coincide with OE. Let us go to the diagram. Okay, so theta is equal to alpha by 2. Okay, then you have to define this 2 theta. See, this is the formula we have calculated in the analytical method. Tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tau upon sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Okay, so now let us find out the principal plane angle. Okay, so in this diagram, when this point, we have already defined point C, E. This is your inclined stress. Okay, OE. So when this from this OF angle is 2 theta for OE. Okay, E is the points which is representing inclined phase. Now when this inclined plane will make parallel to this one, that when 2 theta angle will reduce to alpha, because we want to find out principal plane angle. No, AM is the principal stress. Okay, so when this OE coincide with this M, that means when this D point will come here, see, AD is the normal stress acting on the inclined plane. Go to this diagram. See, this is the diagram. What are the normal stress acting on this FC? Sigma N or sigma theta. When this theta will become 0, when it will be, that means when FC will be parallel to, sorry, here it is a maximum stress angle. Somewhere here alpha is there. Okay, so we want to find out what is the principal plane angle. So when this FC will become, see, point E here. E point represent the, that means AD represent the normal stress acting on inclined plane FC. Okay, so when this AD will become AM, that means when point E will come here, when 2 theta is equal to, this 2 theta is equal to alpha. Okay, point E will be here. So from OF, angle will be alpha. Okay, so this AM will be sigma 1. So this will be angle alpha. Okay, this is the principal side. So when it will be alpha, it is 2 theta is equal to alpha. So theta is equal to alpha by 2. That means half angle we are going to define. Okay, so go to this principal plane angle. Now we have to define this tan 2 theta principal plane angle. This 2 theta is equal to alpha for principal plane, and so this we have to define now 2 theta. Okay, for that angle. So what is how to define 2 theta? See that tan you have to define tan 2 theta, that is tan alpha. It is BF upon OB. What is BF? That is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. And what is BF is tau. Okay, and what is OB or OC? That is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, so put the value of BF here. BF is tau. OB is sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. And so tan 2 theta is equal to 2 tau upon sigma 1 minus sigma 2. 2 theta is equal to alpha here. Okay, please get understood that when for principal plane, when it will become a principal plane, when angle 2 theta is equal to alpha. So for maximum and minimum normal stresses, the shear stress is 0, and hence the planes on which maximum and minimum normal stresses act are known as the principal planes, and the stresses are known as the principal stresses. Okay, I will explain you tan 2 theta again. So for minimum normal stress, angle 2 theta will become alpha plus pi. So that means theta is equal to alpha by 2 plus pi by 2. Okay, so I will explain you this one, tan 2 theta, that is tan alpha. Okay, this is the last point. So how to find out the angle, principal plane angle from the Mohr's circle? Okay, so let us consider here. So AM is the maximum principal stress. So when point E will coincide with M, this 2 theta angle will become alpha. Correct? So how to define tan alpha? That is nothing but tan 2 theta. So what is tan alpha is equal to BF upon OB. What is BF? Tau. What is OB? Is equal to CO. So what is CO? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. So tan alpha is equal to tan 2 theta for AM is equal to BF upon OB. That is tau upon sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. That is 2 tau upon sigma 1 minus sigma 2. So this is the angle. So how to find out angle, you understood, no? So this is the angle for maximum principal stress, that is alpha. Okay, that is tan 2 theta. And then this AL is the minimum principal stress. So from here, the angle will be alpha plus 2 pi, pi. But alpha is 2 theta. So it is 2 theta plus pi, the total angle, double angle. So what will be the actual angle? Half, that is theta plus pi by 2. This is the angle for minor principal stress. Okay, so now we have finished the theory of Mohr's circle. In the next lecture, we are going to solve 3 problems on the Mohr's circle. Okay, thank you very much. Definitely today you may have understood only may not be 100%, but I'm sure when we solve the problem, this is the same diagram we are going to use. You will definitely understand everything when we will solve 3 problems on Mohr's circle. Okay, we are going to solve the problem by analytical method also, by graphical method also, all 3 problems. Okay, so thank you very much.